Hi, my name is Erin, and I am a late diagnosed autistic. And this channel is going to be dedicated to late diagnosed autism as well as all neurodivergence. To start the channel, I wanted to give you some signs that they missed growing up. I wasn't diagnosed until I was 38. The first sign and the first thing that they missed is talking. I would talk excessively and ask a lot of questions, and I had exceptional language skills. I would be writing poems. Nobody caught this as a behavior of autism because historically we were always told that autism was a disorder of not communicating at all, when in actuality it was a disorder of being unable to regulate your communication by either talking too much or not talking at all. So that is sign number one that they missed. If that sounds like you and you never shut up growing up, you may be neurodivergent like me. The second sign that they missed growing up was excessive zoning out. As a kid, I would zone out horribly. I fondly remember being at a Christmas play and I was the last one on stage like a little angel. And I zoned out so bad that when it was over, everybody was saying, Erin, go, go. But I was just in my own world. I did this a lot, and I did this a lot, especially at school or a situation where I had to be somewhere for an extended period of time that I did not want to be. A lot of times people took this as just me being a cute little girl and just being ditzy. And then other times people would get angry and think it was purposeful, but really it was neither one of those things. My autistic brain just had to dissociate and it went somewhere else. The third sign that they missed of autism in me growing up is always being sick and having a very sensitive immune system. From the time I was a kid, when I got sick, I got incredibly sick. I developed the shingles. At the time, we weren't sure why. It was so unusual in children. But now that I'm diagnosed, I think it was due to my immune system being so sensitive. Also, anytime I got a fever, anytime I got anything, I was extremely sick for days, and it would take me a long time of sleeping to recover from this. I don't think that that was really looked into at all during my childhood. I think people just thought I got sick. But if you have always been sick or sensitive to things, you may be neurodivergent like me. The third sign of autism is being very confident in some areas and not confident in other areas. I remember growing up, my foster dad used to always joke and tell me one thing he never understood about me is that I do so well in school, but I have no GD common sense. And that was something that followed me my whole life. I think people thought it was cute. I could go to school, get straight A's, but if you asked me to do a basic task or fold laundry or do dishes, I did it incorrectly or didn't complete it. And I never knew why. I always thought it was just ditzy. And I think people thought it was a choice and it was really cute. Some people thought that. Other people got angry with it. But growing up, I now realize that was a sign of my neurodivergence and wasn't a choice and wasn't a ditzy cute thing, but it was a part of my undeveloped or underdeveloped brain competing with a part of my overdeveloped brain. So if you've always had a special skill set or been very successful in one area, but you lack in another area, that may be a sign of neurodivergence. The fourth sign that I grew up undiagnosed autistic is taking things very personally and very literally. If I was at school or if I was somewhere and an adult yelled at me, it would completely break me and I would take it very personally. And I would see if my peers got yelled at or spoken to the same way, they would not take that as personally and they wouldn't be as affected by it. And I always thought it was because I didn't grow up with strict parents and maybe I just wasn't used to it. And that was probably a part of it. But another part of it was just having a rejection, sensitivity, extreme reaction, and thinking everything is about you and feeling like you're not worthy if you get told about something or if somebody's having a bad day and takes that out on you. That's probably the hardest thing I've struggled with my autism my whole life, and I'm still struggling with it. So if this sounds like you may also be neurodivergent. The fifth and final sign of undiagnosed autism that has probably affected me the most as an adult is the inability or extreme difficulty in maintaining a 9 to 5 job. Different from the inability to work or the inability to maintain a job, but 9 to 5 every day tends to bring autistic people down because we don't work like that. We tend to do really well in a situation where there's lots of adrenaline, we have goals to reach, and we're working for hours and hours on end, even if we do that for several days, followed by periods of rest. But the normal 9 to 5 is just too much for us for too many days in a row. The good news is when we do work, we tend to get more done than our holistic counterparts, and we tend to do it more efficiently than them as well. The bad news with this is it is not good for the corporate America setting, and it does tend to anger people, and they take it very personally. So if this sounds like you also may be undiagnosed neurodivergent. So thank you for watching my first video. I do hope to have many other videos up on this channel, and stay tuned for more. Thank you.